Ready? 5 seconds. There is restriction imposed even on the transfer of the property by sale or any other manner. The restriction imposed on the landlord by all probability points to the genuine requirement of the landlord. In our view, there are inbuilt protections in the relevant provisions for the tenants that whenever the landlord would approach the court, he would approach when his need is genuine and bona fide. It is of course subject to tenants' right to rebut it, but with strong and cogent evidence. In our view, the proceeding taken up under Section 13B by the NRI landlords for the ejectment of the tenant, the court shall presume that landlord's need pleaded in the petition is genuine and bona fide. But this would not disentitle the tenant from proving that in fact and in law the requirement of the landlord is not genuine. A heavy burden would lie on the tenant to prove that the requirement of the landlord is not genuine. To prove this fact, the tenant will be called upon to give all the necessary facts and particulars supported by documentary evidence, if available, to support his plea in the affidavit itself, so that the controller will be in a position to adjudicate and decide the question of genuine or bona fide requirement of the landlord. A mere assertion on the part of the tenant would not be sufficient to rebut but the strong presumption in the landlord's favor that his requirement of occupation of the premises is real and genuine. Next para. We cannot subscribe to the submission of the learned counsel appearing for the respondent's landlords that if the inquiry in the allegation of landlord's need regarding the bona fide and genuineness is permitted, the legislative intent of immediate delivery of possession of the accommodation owned by them would be defeated. Time and again, this court has laid down that legislative intent has to be ascertained according to plain language used in the enactment, and basic rule of statutory construction should be preferred, which advances the purpose and object of the legislation and not which leads to anomalies, injustice, or absurdities. The ownership is thus proved since it is admitted that the earlier owner was Sampuran Singh and sufficient material has been placed on record to show that respondent is none else but the son of Sampuran Singh. The ownership is thus proved since it is admitted that the earlier owner was Sampuran Singh and sufficient material has been placed on record to show that respondent is none else but the son of Sampuran Singh.